All right, welcome back to Lakers Talk. We got a special guest tonight. Very, very excited. This isn't just me. A lot of Laker fans are very excited about the future of guard for the Los Angeles, Max Christie. Max, thank you so much for coming on. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, listen, it's kind of funny. I know there's always a lot of different conversations that goes around the Lakers. You're getting a lot of, and I know we're in the hardest summer league right now, but man, there is definitely a wave of Laker fans that are excited to see what your future is going to be like with the Lakers. Can you just walk us through your summer a little bit? I think I read something that you gained 10 pounds of muscle. You want to do everything you can to just work on your game. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing this summer.
Yeah, well, ever since the season ended, when it first ended, I think I took a week or two off just to decompress and relax. But then after that, it was really straight to work. I was lifting, almost every day throughout the week. That's how I was able to gain some of that muscle, like you were saying. So I lifted a lot, and of course, I was on the court a lot as well. So I've just been working out really, really hard for the summer and for the past few weeks. And now heading into summer league, we played I think 4 games here so far. So I think the work has sort of shown, and I don't think it's any surprise because of the amount of work I put in this summer.
Max, what's been the big difference going from last year in summer league? It's the first time you had ever done it. It's obviously things are new to you. You had just been drafted. Tell me how much different this second round is, getting an opportunity to be there. How much easier is it just kind of knowing what to expect?
Well, it's a lot different. It's definitely crazy what a difference a year can make. I think all the stuff that I learned throughout the season last year has made, this year's summer league that much easier. I just know what to expect. And, being around guys like LeBron and AD and Russ and Pat Bev when they were there and D'Lo and, all our vets, it makes it a lot easier to sort of learn the game and just makes it easier to apply it as well when I'm actually playing. And so I think the biggest thing is just the experience I've acquired over the past year, and mentally I'm just in a better place just because I know what's going on.
I know I want to go back a little bit, and a couple different ways to look at it, but the Lakers get all the way to the Western Conference Finals, and Denver ends up winning the NBA championship. But what was that experience like? Get an opportunity to play a series. It's the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the Golden State Warriors. It's the Denver Nuggets. Here you guys were 4 games away getting to the NBA Finals. What was that like for you?
It was definitely really cool. It was a huge opportunity for me to learn a lot of things. I didn't necessarily play as much during the playoffs, but I still wanted to find ways to get better, even sitting on the bench and learning from all those guys and seeing, how schemes might change and how game plans might change, with the playoffs and compared to the regular season. And so I definitely learned a lot. And I think it's something that I've been able to apply pretty seamlessly to my game as well, just things I've been able to learn and the questions I've been able to ask all our vets and our experienced guys who play in the playoffs. So it was a great experience for me just to be able to learn and get better that way.
Yeah, it's always interesting because anytime you see younger players in a playoff run, it's not typical that, like you mentioned, you're not to log in 30 minutes as a rookie in the Western Conference Finals. You just don't see it. But now that you kind of have this opportunity, like you mentioned right out the gate, you took 1 or 2 weeks off, but you've been in the gym the entire time. What's your hope this upcoming season? What are you hoping that you can take some of the experiences that you got in year one? How do you think you become a consistent player for the Los Angeles Lakers that, again, is going to be trying to get back to the finals?
Yeah, I think it's just building on the foundation I've been able to lay this summer here with all my hard work and then the way I've been playing, and also being able to apply that into our system. My ability to defend, multiple positions at a high level, and also my ability to shoot the three is going to be really important for me in terms of being able to be a part of the rotation and help us get back to that Western Conference Finals and even better, an NBA championship. So, I'm just trying to find my way to make an impact, on winning. And, I think, like I said, defense and three-point shooting is an area that I can excel at, and 2 areas that will help me get in that rotation and help us win a lot of games.
Max Christie taking some time to join me here on Lakers Talk. Max, in the Summer League, you got a couple youngsters yourself. What have you thought so far about Jalen Hood-Schifino? What do you thought of Maxwell Lewis? How are those 2 young players playing? And even Colin Castleton, who I think we're all learning a little bit more about. What do you think of some of your teammates that you've watched so far in Summer League?
Yeah, they're all great. All three of them, and even Demoy Hajar are the two-way players playing great as well. They're all picking up on stuff really well and really fast. And so it's really cool just to see, because I was sort of in their shoes last year. And so it's cool to see how they're progressing, how they're growing, how they're getting a lot more comfortable as the games go on. So, they've been impressive, and I'm looking forward to watching them develop and watching them grow. And, it's fun to watch and fun to play with.
Now, have you sent them to go get you breakfast and things like that? I mean, you're a veteran now in Summer League. I mean, it's basically like you're the LeBron of Summer League here. So are they going to get your coffee? I mean, has everything shifted here from a year ago?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not yet. Maybe not at all, but we'll see. We'll see, but no.
I'm curious, I think from afar, and it's one thing to just be a fan of the game, we've got a chance to see all the buzz behind Victor Wembanyama. I know you guys have not gone up against them, but just what is your take been from a player? I'm always curious from a player perspective. When somebody's getting as much hype as Wembanyama is, and then now he's played a couple games here in Summer League, what have you thought of him? What have you thought? You got a chance to see Brandon Miller up close. What have you thought of some of these other draft picks up close?
I think this draft class is actually pretty solid. They got a lot of high-energy guys and obviously a generational talent in Wembanyama. So he played really well last night. His first game wasn't as good, but I almost feel bad for him, all the hype he's getting. It's almost as if he can't just be a normal guy. Everybody's watching him. But, I think he's handling it really, really well. And, I'm rooting for him. I hope he does really, really well. And, same with all the other draft guys, all the other guys that were drafted high. Brandon Miller played against him yesterday. Actually, he was pretty good. I was impressed by him. And it's just a good draft class. Scoot Henderson played well the other day. The Thompson twins are really explosive. They're looking good as well. And so the top couple picks are doing good. And, I think the draft class can round out eventually in a few years, and you'll see a bunch of them in the league still.
Well, Max, I'll tell you, and I definitely, just from a Laker perspective, you see a lot of Laker fans that are excited about Max Christie's future. So I wish you nothing but luck, obviously, through the rest of this summer. And then once we get to training camp and the regular season starts, I think there's going to be a lot of Laker fans waiting and exciting to see your development. So thank you for taking the time, and I hope you have a great rest of your summer. All right, brother?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me on here.
All right, that is Max Christie of the Los Angeles Lakers. Thank you, man. Have a good rest of your day, and I appreciate you doing this.
Yep, thank you too.
All right, that's Max Christie right there. So I mentioned recorded that a couple days ago. We got a few hours ago, Trudell had put out a tweet on Max Christie. So little injury update on Christie for the rest of Summer League. Has sustained a right hip strain in last night's game against Boston, so he'll be listed as day-to-day. How about that kid? I can listen to him talk all day long. Really, really love his, and they're not kind of generic answers, in depth. Sounds much wiser than his age, and he's incredibly talented. I really do feel like, I know I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the show, I think he's going to get some opportunities this year. And I think that's certainly exciting to see what he can grow into. And the Lakers got a history of this. They got a history of drafting guys like Kyle Kuzma or Ivica Zubac, Josh Hart, Jordan Clarkson. There's players that they've taken, further down where they found ways, and look at the Carusos of the world, look at the Austin Reeves of the world, and develop them. That's why Summer League's a little bit more interesting than maybe if you're another team that has not had as much success. But the front office for the Lakers have done an incredible job, and keep an eye out for Max Christie. I think he might get some opportunities here. I thought it was interesting what he said about Wembanyama. He feels bad for all the hype, and he said he's rooting for him. Man, ton of hype. You can't get any more hype than what Wembanyama is getting, and every single day there's going to be a magnifying glass around him and what he brings to the table.